Hi class, today we are in SketchUp and we're going to complete a rocket ship. Just to get a couple of things out of the way, here in the bottom of the toolbar to the left is the orbit tool. The orbit tool allows us to rotate around an object. You can also get to the orbit tool by hitting the letter O, or you can just push down on the mouse wheel and the orbit tool automatically comes up. The next thing I want to point out is the pan tool. The pan tool allows you to go left, right, up, and down. Sometimes you have to just kind of slide to the side, or sometimes you have to orbit around. You can also get to the pan tool if you hold down on Shift and push the mouse wheel. First, we're going to go to our cylinder. You can get to the shapes through here. We have a rectangle, rotated rectangle, circle, and polygon. I'm going to go ahead and draw our circle. You can just hit the letter C, by the way, to get to the circle. Click, make your circle. Take your push-pull tool. Again, the push-pull tool is here, or you can hit the letter P. When you get the dots, that means you can pull the shape up and manipulate it. So I'm going to make it fairly tall. Next, we're going to take the line tool and find the center of this. You'll notice that when you go on the edge, it kind of automatically points out the center and then it snaps to it. We're going to go up on blue axis, and then we are going to take this all the way to the edge. And if you see that dotted line there, that tells us where we can make a triangle, and we absolutely need that. Next, we're going to rotate to the top and get to the Follow Me tool, which kind of looks like a piece of macaroni now instead of what it used to look like. So we're going to get those dots again on the triangle, not on this, on the triangle. And then we're going to pull this around. We're just tracing this outside circle. If you think of it that way, it's not as hard. And then we just go to all the way to the end, and then we make our cone. Now, obviously, you're probably saying to yourself, this looks like a giant pencil and not a rocket ship. So we do need to have some curvature on our rocket. So the first thing that we're going to do is take the Select tool. We're going to select this line right here. Next, we need to copy this line and pull it down a little bit. So we are going to go ahead and hold down on Control. We're going to change to the Move tool. We're going to hold down on Control, and then we're going to move this. Go ahead. As you can see, we don't want to move the whole structure. We want to hold down on Control and then move the line down. Don't move it down too far, because that could interfere with the fins that we do down below. So next, now that we have copied that line, next we want to take what's called the Scale tool. Take the Scale tool, and we want to scale from the center. Right now it's set to scale from the opposite point, so we're going to hold down on Control, and then as you can see, it's now scales from the center. So I'm going to grab this and pull this out a little bit, so that we have a little bit of shape to our rocket. And I know this kind of looks like one of those old-timey cartoon rocket ships. But this is just kind of a good way to get started in some good modeling techniques now that you're in 5th and 6th grade. So now we're going to go ahead and unselect this, because we don't want to keep, if you leave this selected and you try to do something down here, the program's going to think you're still wanting to manipulate this. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to take the Push-Pull tool by hitting the letter P, and we're going to pull this down. And then I'm going to taper this in the exact same way that I did up here. So I'm going to click on this line, and then I'm going to take the Scale tool, and again, remember, you hold down on Control, and you just kind of taper it in that way. Next, we're going to make our fins, which could be the most challenging part. All right, so what I did there was triple click. We want to be able to see these lines so we know where to attach the fins at. I'm going to go ahead and take the line tool. I'm going to select this particular one, but then I'm going to rotate this way because I want to make sure I'm parallel with this line. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and pull this down a little bit more so that our fins aren't so short. And then I'm going to go ahead and, again, I need to triple click on this so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to make sure I'm going out on red axis. And I want it to be equivalent to the bottom of the rocket. Do you see that line keeping track? I'm going to go here. I'm going to go out a little bit, again on the red axis. If you're lined up with the green, this line will be green, by the way. Then go back up on blue axis. Go up a little bit. So we want to make sure and go to the line directly above the one we already selected. And then we're going to go down again and make a complete shape. Next, we'll take our push-pull tool, and that makes the grid lines go away. And we're going to pull this out just a little bit. So I want this to be a rounded corner. So the way we're going to do that is take the push-pull tool, and we're going to grab this edge here, click here, and click again. Pull this up, take the push-pull tool, push this edge until it kind of looks like a crumpled up piece of paper, let go, and then we have a rounded corner, as you can see. Next, we're going to take our 2-point arc again and attach it to here and pull this up a little bit and click. We'll go ahead and take the push-pull tool, push this in until it kind of looks like, again, a crumpled up piece of paper, and now we have our rocket fin. Next, we're going to take the select tool and triple click on our fin. And then we're going to take the rotation tool. If it doesn't appear to you immediately, you just have to click on it and select it. But this is the rotation tool. We're going to set this up so it rotates around the center. Then you click. You hit Control, and then you rotate it around. And then you just simply repeat the process. You click, hit Control, and then you rotate it around. Click, Control, rotate. Now we want to click away from that, so it's not selected anymore. Next, we will take our offset tool, make a circle, and then we'll take our push-pull tool and push this in. We'll take our offset tool, go almost to the edge, take the push-pull tool and push this in a little bit so it kind of looks like a thruster. And then obviously you can color the rocket however you would like. That's all I have for you today. This might take a few class periods to complete. Just take your time with it and ask your teacher if you have any questions. Thank you.